Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope you all are doing well. If you have been watching me for some time, you will know how much I love to make breakfast during weekends. But before going straight into that, let me show you bits of what I shopped from DAISO. This is a timer which I badly needed. Every time I keep on my phone, but this timer placed on the fridge makes it much more easier. I use timers for my cooking most of the time, so this will help. I wanted a small whisk. Every time I use a fork, but wanted a specific utensil for it and found this. Chopsticks for my kids. Rihan wanted to get a steel one but couldn't find a good one there, so bought wooden chopsticks. Now this box is for placing butter. Every time I buy butter, use it from the cover and place it back in the fridge, it looks a mess in the fridge. So slicing and placing it on butter paper in the storage box can be taken out in a neater way. And there it is. This is a measuring jar which I didn't have, so bought one. I wanted a soup bowl for breakfast vlog I was planning and coincidentally found this cute cup where it's already written warm soup. Bought 4 of them. They have in different shades. I found red to be contrasting with the plates I have. Using a runner on the coffee table in my living room was not very appealing. It would move easily from the sides, so wanted a placemat, not short that it looks like a placemat on the dining table and not the long one like how I have. This was a perfect one that I found in DAISO. So those are the few things shopped. Coming to the breakfast part, I wanted to wake up way more earlier than I did this day, but unfortunately couldn't as we all slept a bit late the previous night. Anyways, weekends have late nights and late mornings. I like to prepare food when all are asleep. The soup that I'm making is pea soup. Have seen many videos of celebrity chefs preparing it, but never wanted to try thinking how it would taste. Finally gave a try. Wasn't sure if my kids would indulge, but they loved it. Here I'm using frozen peas. You can use fresh peas or dried peas. Soak them the previous night and cook. In a pan, heat some olive oil and a slice of butter. I hadn't stored in the box at this point, it was later that I did. So you might not be seeing me using it from the box in this breakfast vlog. Add 1 onion that's sliced and few cloves of garlic chopped. Saute on medium flame for 3 or 4 minutes till the onion is soft and raw smell of garlic is gone. Add the frozen peas and cook for some time. I'm adding some spinach here. Wash and drain. You don't have to chop before adding as this will be blended later, and moreover the spinach will wilt as soon as it's added into the pan. After a minute, goes in 1 cup of chicken stock. You can go for vegetable stock if you want or add just water. You may add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce if you're adding water. Add some salt. Cover and cook for 2 minutes. For a heat, I'm adding 3 slit green chilies and some crushed black pepper. You may skip the chilies if you want. Mix for a few minutes and then turn off the flame. Let this cool down completely before blending. Meanwhile, blending ingredients for falafel, I had soaked 2 cups chickpeas for almost a day and drained the water. It was stored in this box and placed in the fridge yesterday. 2 cups after soaking makes almost 4 cups of chickpeas. Blend with few ingredients. I blended it in part as my blender isn't big enough to fit in all. A food processor is the best for making the falafel mix, or else a meat mincer is also good. Basically, you need 1 medium onion, 3 large cloves of garlic, a pinch of coriander leaves and a bunch of parsley leaves. Then 1 teaspoon crushed black pepper or black pepper powder, 1 tablespoon cumin powder, 1 to 1.5 teaspoon red chili powder, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 or 2 teaspoon flour, salt. Here I mix the spices later. You can add all at a time and blend in a food processor. Added some lemon juice and mixed well. Finally, add in some roasted sesame seeds, and this is optional. Keep that aside for some time. You may place it in the fridge if you want. Time to blend the peas. Add that to a blender. Add 1 cup curd and blend till creamy. You will have to heat this. I will do it just when it's time for serving, as it can be had warm. Preparing another dish, egg and spinach. Heat some olive oil and melt some butter. Add an onion that's sliced. Let it go soft. Meanwhile, whisk 3 eggs with some salt and crushed black pepper. Chop a bunch of spinach and add to the pan. Mix for 2 minutes. Then add red chili flakes, around a teaspoon or 2. Mix well. Now spread the mixture and pour the egg all over. You need to scramble the egg first, but before scrambling, let it sit for a minute, keeping it covered. You may add some cheese if you want at this time. I skipped. Now scramble the egg. Let there be bigger chunks of the egg, so scramble it gently. Check salt and add accordingly. And this is done. To be honest, falafel is the best when it's deep fried. I baked it to be on the healthier side. I used a quarter-size measuring cup, made patties and placed on a baking tray lined with baking paper and drizzling some olive oil. Bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes. Make sure you flip them over halfway. Give some slits onto the sausages. This is optional, but it looks pretty after frying them. Cooking is an art, so be creative and apply it on the food to make it attractive. It's almost time for breakfast and I woke up everyone. Heating up the soup, keep stirring so that it doesn't burn at the bottom. A dip for the falafel, 1 cup curd. To this add 2 or 3 tablespoons of tahini, which is sesame seeds paste, 2 tablespoons olive oil, a teaspoon honey, half teaspoon salt, and around quarter teaspoon crushed black pepper. Now you can adjust the honey and salt as per your taste. Time to decorate the serving plates. Adding some fresh cream over the soup for a garnish, and a scoop of fresh cream over the salad with a drizzle of honey. And there's our breakfast on a weekend. I didn't have the habit of using a planner for my daily chores because I didn't find it needed. But ever since I have been in English 360, the fitness challenge and other meetings, I found it really hectic without planning my day. So that's how I tried using a planner, and it in fact makes my work a lot more easier to manage. Earlier I used to keep reminders on my phone, but when you actually write it somewhere, that remains in your mind and you don't have to open the planner to see your plans. I've been trying to make a habit before bedtime to plan my next day, and you don't need to buy expensive planners for this. I took some printouts of good looking planners from the internet and filed them. I had my money plant growing well, wanted to place more pots in my apartment, so thought to make few cuttings and place in a bottle for the roots to come, and then I could transfer to the soil. So many requests from last video for the mixed dal dosa. I don't take proper measurements for this. It's just a handful of each I take along with 3/4 cup of rice. Here I used a handful of ragi, a handful of green moong dal, a handful of urad dal, and some flattened rice. I washed them well and soaked in filtered water so that I can use the same water to grind. Now blend this well, adding the water it was soaking in. I didn't have to add any cooked rice like how I normally do. If at all the water is less, add more filtered water. Mixing with hands so that it's well fermented. Let this sit for at least 9 to 10 hours, and it also depends on the climate conditions. Mix some salt and prepare the dosa. This dosa is much more crispier than the rice and urad dal dosa. The only difficulty I found while preparing this dosa is it doesn't easily come off from the pan. Otherwise, my pan is almost like a non-stick pan that the dosa comes off easily. So for this, I have to use half an onion to spread the oil. This is a healthy and a crispy dosa. Do try this. I'm sure you will love it if you are a dosa fan. So that's all for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it. Take care everyone. See you with another video. Until then, bye bye.